Welcome back, my duelist friends. Casual Duelist here. It is another Sunday. Sunday is Speed Duel this week. Now, I did promise I was going to do a spotlight. This week we did a deck. It was the Cold-Blooded Tactician. The deck was amazing. It was really fun. It was reptile-based. There's so few reptiles in current Speed Duel format. Reptile generally is an overlooked creature type. I think the last time I played reptiles and I was being serious, I was playing something that was like aliens. And that wasn't all that serious. So we need to talk about the cards. So let's pull them out. Gentlemander, 4-star, light, reptile. He's an absolute gentleman. He is based off of the axolotl. Gotta give it to him for the polka dots. He went full in. The stats here are 1,200 by 1,000. Nothing super crazy to write home about. Now the effect. This is so good on multiple levels. When an opponent's monster declares an attack, you can special summon this card from your hand. So the way this will work, you could technically you could activate all three in your hand at the same time. Only one of them can resolve at a time. This is not a once per turn effect. So when you do change the number of monsters on your side because your opponent attacked, you will get to try again. So technically you could summon out 3 of these, well, 2 of these in a turn. We'll get to it. And that's fine. The other effect, your opponent's monsters cannot attack any monsters except for this one. Now, that wording is what breaks this guy. So we do have 2-3 defensive walls currently in Speed Duel, and this is going to be one of those. The reason being is it designates himself. It says your opponent's monster can only attack him if you have monsters. So what happens is if we were to, say, get attacked directly, we could go ahead and play one. And then they go, well, okay, so the number of monsters on your side of the field's changed. I don't want to lose my attack. I'm going to continue attacking with my monster card. You're like, cool. I'll activate Gentlemander and special summon. And then they're going to go, well, I don't want to lose my attack. And you go, stop. What happens is you don't actually have an attack anymore because both of them say you have to attack this one or this one. This creates a paradoxical loop that does not resolve, which just means that there's no attack now. And this still holds true if you have another card that's in face-down defense. Because it does say monster. It doesn't say face-up monster. It doesn't say monster of a certain type. You see, I mentioned monsters of a certain type because we have a guy that does something like this, and he only protects a certain type of monster card. Now, the Gentlemander will not defend you if the opponent's monster has an attack direct ability. If it says this monster can attack directly, then it could still attack directly because they were never targeting a monster with that attack. Keep that in mind. There was something else I was going to say. I'll move on. Cards that combo. So, things you might choose to do with this. You may choose to try to get your character to live a little bit longer to make your wall, so you may employ spells like Book of Moon. You may try taking a shot at your opponent's stats with something like Lost Wind. Lost Wind is excellent if your opponent has special summon monsters. However, remember, if they normal summon it, Lost Wind is totally not an option for you anymore. You will have the almighty Sakuretsu armor, and everybody's like, yeah, I think you're overhyping it, guy. And I'm thinking, like, I don't think you were around when this card was first printed. This card was amazing. But we had already had things like MST Heavy Storm Giant Trunade at that point in time. Not to mention things like Dust Tornado and 7 Tools of the Bandit and Solemn Judgment. So for the fact that Sakuretsu Armor still did a lot of damage to a lot of us back then, just let me have that, okay? It was a great card, still is. Especially in a limited format. I'm not saying it's the best card. Don't get me wrong. We can have that argument another day. I'm not saying it's the best card. It's a good card. Okay? Next, in my deck, I actually paired it off with Blast with Chain in the side deck. Because Blast with Chain benefits me in a couple of ways. If my opponent is all MST heavy like I am, well, they're probably going to try to clear the back row before they go to attack him. So rather than getting him up to 1,700 points, they're going to try to destroy this, which is fine. Because when you do destroy it, or target it to destroy, I'll activate it if I can. I'm saying this because of Night Beam. But what'll happen is the Blast with Chain will flip, I'll target, it'll equip, your card will resolve, it'll destroy my Blast with Chain. This got destroyed with an effect, I'm still taking out your monster card. It's just now, I don't gotta wait for the attack. So that's not too bad. And that got me to thinking, well, Kunai with Chain could really help too, because maybe you guys want to make a wall deck and you guys just don't want to let your opponent attack through you. You still have to find a way to win condition, but this is still like something that's semi-viable that you could do. You could make a little walling deck, and that would be pretty funny. Let's talk about the guy he's like. Let's talk about Captain. How do you guys think we can get Captain help out? First off, Captain's awesome. Monsters you control cannot monsters your opponent control cannot target warrior monsters for attacks except for this one. And when this card is normal summon, you can special summon a level 4 lower from your hand. Now, this could start us with the Gentlemander. We could go Captain for Gentlemander right off the rip. Now, granted, he's a reptile. He's not protecting him. And technically, the Gentlemander is going to take the attack for Captain. So how do we get these two guys to work well together? Simple. We put them on the same team. So all you'd have to do now is DNA surgery, and you just call Warrior. See, Gentlemander doesn't care who the other monsters are, or what their typing is, or even if they're face up. Captain does. Captain cannot defend a face-down defense warrior because it's not technically a warrior while it's face down. This means that if you were to Captain for Mander, or Captain for somebody else, and then Gentlemander comes in on the attack with the DNA surgery active, you've now walled the opponent. This might work. We might be able to find a method to wins with this. My option, I would probably play this deck. And you know what? How about if I build this deck? And I'll tell you what. I'll build it, and I'll get back to you guys, and we'll have a way to win. It'll be awesome. We'll call it the Gentle Captain, maybe. I don't know. You guys come up with the name. I'll build the deck. And then whatever name gets the best amount of likes within like the first, let's say like 3 days of this, that'll be what I'll name the deck. And that'll be in the, like the title and all that. So if you guys are excited for that team up, you know, like, comment, sub, do the stuff, don't do the stuff. Do the one thing that's super important, okay? Go out, enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I hope to see you guys again tomorrow, actually, with another bit of entertainment for you. So till then, see you later.